Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I actually read the book Extreme Leadership, and there's a couple things in there that I really like from your colleagues.
Good old Jocko.
Yeah, and one of the things he wrote in there, and it really resounded with me.
Great guy, by the way. By the way, just an incredible person.
Yeah. If I were to, I also like what he's doing now with the jeans company. I think that's a good patriotic thing. But one of the things I liked about his mentality is this, you're either part of the problem or part of the solution. I love the fact that there's a distribution of responsibility, but he says, you know what? I don't care what my rank is. If I'm in the game, I'm a player. I like that mentality. And he was talking about, what often happens in private industry is, we often feel handicapped because we've got this command obey culture where we're given parameters that basically make us fail, right? And then we have a tendency to complain about senior management. And I love what Jocko says. He says, you know what? Extreme ownership means if your senior management or your commanding officer makes the wrong decision, to ask yourself the question, what is my shared responsibility? Why is that officer making that decision? Did I not do a good enough job of explaining to them that we should be doing something else? That willingness and that courage to say, yes, sir, but I'm going to give you pushback. I thought that was a great aspect of his book. I like that very much because I think it's one-to-one. It can translate into real life.
Yeah, because sometimes the senior leader doesn't have the full picture.
Yeah.
And sometimes you in a project team, or in his case, in that book, in that task unit, he was a task unit commander. Yeah. He has awareness that senior leaders that he was working for might not have or definitely didn't have. So it's almost mandatory. You want somebody that if they know something that's going to run counter to that overall plan, you want somebody to have the courage to stand up and say, hey, look, that might not be the best route to go because of what we've seen with A, B, C, or D.
Now, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I want to tie into this. I want to continue on this leadership responsibility thing, because what I like about you as a sparring partner on this topic is you really moved up the ranks. I mean, to become a captain in Spec Ops says a lot about your career, right? So I think before that you had the title of commander, and you had different roles. I don't know. Do you take over a whole team, or how does that work?
Yeah, I did 2 commanding officer tours.
Are you allowed to tell me which teams it was? Just because I'm a nerd and I would love to know.
So Naval Special Warfare Unit 2, which was our forward deployed unit in Germany. Okay. And so we would have SEAL platoons come to us, and then we'd farm them out across Europe and Afghanistan, and in some cases, Africa. That was one CO tour, and the other was a tour in Afghanistan. So 12 months in Ghazni province, Afghanistan.
Well, thank you for your service.